60 Minutes Overtime.
This is a pretty big hole.
I have seen 150 people walk through it in less than a minute.
You're kidding.
Yeah, sometimes the drivers on the other side go, run, 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 and then everybody just scurries through and they get caught on the concertina wire.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on the rising number of Chinese migrants at the U.S. southern border. We visited the area, which is a break in the border fence near Yakumba Hot Springs, California. It's called San Judas Break, and it's named after a neighboring Mexican town. Many of the Chinese migrants will end up asking for political asylum. Sam Schultz lives nearby.
The metal part of the wall was built during the Obama era, and this lovely concertina wire was added by Mr. Trump. And as you can see, it is just a straight walk around.
It's been pushed aside?
You can just hear it. I mean, the reality is that the wall is at least 6 feet and sometimes more inside of American territory. So even if you go down there, you're technically still in America.
If people all the way in China know there's a hole here, clearly the Border Patrol knows there's a hole here. Why is there still a hole here?
I have asked this question to everyone that I ever contacted in the Border Patrol who's official at all. I say, why? I personally can stand here and tell people not to come in, and I've done it as a joke. There was like 50 people over there, and I said, don't come. And they don't come. It's like there could be a Border Patrol agent here, and they wouldn't come in.
Schultz told us he had a career as an aid worker. As a Quaker, he said he feels an obligation to help these migrants by offering food and clothing as they wait to surrender to U.S. Border Patrol.
What do they tell you about how they got here from China?
Interesting stories, many. There's two different routes that the Chinese people I've spoken to have generally done. One is the overland route from Ecuador, because they're visa-free in Ecuador, and then they basically cross all the borders and everything by busing and all that, all the way up here, with no stamps in their passport except an Ecuadorian stamp. But then I would say about 30 or 40% of the people here are flying directly into Tijuana. Usually they have paid for a package tour in Cancun, because they will go to Cancun, fly from there to Mexico City, then usually in a roundabout route to get to Tijuana, spend the night in Tijuana. Next day they ride out here. Most people that do that have paid all-inclusive amounts, according to what I understand, up to $15,000.
Whoa.
The Chinese migrants usually spend a couple of days in U.S. Customs and Border Protection custody in a center like this where everyone gets a background check. Some are interviewed. After that, buses bring them to one of 3 transit centers in San Diego. Volunteers then direct migrants to other destinations around the U.S. Everybody seems to have a cell phone.
Right, yeah, everybody does have a cell phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you could make it through this journey without a cell phone.
Kathy Lembo is the president of South Bay Community Services. San Diego County paid $6 million to set up this migrant center. More than 600 people a day have come through.
What do they need when they get here?
It all depends. Some just need to charge their phone and they're self-sufficient. They call an Uber and they're gone. Others will say to us, I need help. I've never done an airline ticket before. I have this much money for my airline ticket. And so we help them get an airline ticket and also help them contact their sponsor.
Who's paying for the bus ticket? Who's paying for
the
the
counties
airline?
of San Diego funded this center. So those are the funds that are utilized. If someone needs assistance with airfare, we're real judicious about doing that. A lot of the migrants have their own money, but they have cash and they have pesos and other forms of money. So we have to take the cash, and then what we do is we put it on our organization's charge card.
This is a money exchange happening here as well.
Yeah, we've become a money exchange, yeah.
For people who say, you know, we are making this way too easy, and places like this are enabling them to continue to come because they get the message that, hey, the U.S. is open, they'll help you get where you want to be.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Border Patrol was dropping them off at our what's called our transit stations, which are trolley stations. They were just dropping these people off, 900 people a day. So you can imagine the impact on those communities. So they need help from us arranging onward travel for them. So what we're doing is we're having a place that has no effect on any community. We're self-contained here so that people can move on to the next phase of their journey. Only 0.5% of the people who've come here since October 11th have stayed in San Diego.
Many of the Chinese migrants head to San Francisco or New York City, where they will wait for their asylum court hearings, often waiting for years.
Do you think they're going to keep coming?
Oh, come on. They're flying into the airport right now. I had somebody there in Tijuana airport 3 nights ago. He was stuck there waiting for a flight. He saw over 500 people from other nationalities flying into the airport, a lot of Chinese, a lot of Turks. They're not going to the beach in Ensenada.
They're not here for the jet skis.
No, they're not.